Hey everyone, coming back at you with a new video about anxiety and panic disorders. In this video, we're going to cover the part 2 of the triggers, and instead of being about consumables, we're going to talk about some other types of triggers there are that can also trigger our anxiety and our panic attacks. So the first one I wanted to talk about is memory. And maybe you only have a panic attack during a certain situation or an object that reminds you of a traumatic event that happened in the past. So, for example, let's say you were in a car crash, and since that point going forward, you've always been scared to step foot into a car, which no one would blame you. You've been involved in a very serious car wreck, and you wouldn't want to step back in a car, especially one that maybe you're not in control of. And we tend to see that just because it resembles a similar scenario, it can trigger these panic attacks. When I think of I adopted a dog. It's been several years ago, and it was from this very shady looking couple, and I brought the dog home, and every time I would grab the morning newspaper, he would cower down every time. And at that point, I knew he is absolutely scared of that newspaper because he's probably been struck by it. So that newspaper, even when I grabbed it, and I've never hit that dog before, but when I grabbed it, he cowered down. And at that point, you can kind of see in the dog was like almost anxious. It was scared. It was, honestly kind of panicking. It was cowered down, like, 'cause he knew what was coming. He was, what if he hits me with this newspaper? And that's just kind of an example of something that I've noticed in the behavior of a dog. And so if you ever adopt a dog and they show some similar traits, it's probably because that dog has it in his or her memory that newspaper is meant to be hitting me, and that's not cool at all. But that's just like another example of where long-term memory may come into play, and you start to become anxious and panicking when it comes to certain triggers like objects or scenarios. Another one is smell, aroma, the scent of possibly a certain flower, a certain environment and condition. The way that tends to work is we find that people that may have gone through a traumatic event, it's funny how our brains do remember not just the visual, but it also does remember things like maybe the noise in the background, maybe the smell of the current environment while I was going through that traumatic event. And we could probably use the car scenario again. Maybe when you were in that car crash and the car toppled over and there was a smell of oil and gasoline leaking from the vehicle while you was trying to escape or drag yourself out of the vehicle and away from it, and you remember that oil and that gasoline smell. So sometimes if you're around those types of smells, it may trigger that memory of the time I had a car wreck. a sudden, you can set off panic attacks and anxiety attacks. So that's just a couple of other triggers. I'll be making another video about some more, but that's one of the couple that were on my mind. So thank you guys. Hey guys, first of all, I'd like to say congratulations in taking the first steps into overcoming your anxiety and your panic disorders. Second of all, I'd like to say thank you for watching the video, and if you enjoyed it, make sure you hit that like button and also subscribe. Down below in the description, you also will see links to our social sites and also the website. So take the time to visit those, and let's start kicking anxiety now.